Haunted Hut Story, the Ghost Story. Long time ago, there was a family of 2 members with a husband named Fall and the wife named Fury living far away from other villagers. At that time, the family was so poor that the husband wanted to migrate for a job to a place far away from their hoes. Fury, the wife, didn't want her to go, since she was pregnant and lived alone, which seemed not good her. However, she didn't stop her husband. In the morning, she packed a bag of clothing and food already and told her husband to take care of himself when he just worked at the other place like that, as it would be not as easy as their homeland. Fall, the husband, arrived in a village and asked a millionaire for a job which required him to be servant at the millionaire's hoes. Fall worked without taking any free time off. This made the millionaire and his daughter extremely satisfied with him. The millionaire liked Fall so much that he married his daughter to Fall, as he was unaware that Fall had already been married. Fall legally lived in his father-in-law's house and helped look after and take care of his second wife attentively with him, totally forgetting his first pregnant wife, who was staying at the homeland. As for Fury, Fall's first wife, she got extremely worried about her husband, since he had been away from home for long. As she was pregnant, which disabled her to go anywhere, she could only stay at her hut and waited for her husband. Later on, a man said to her, "You don't have to wait for your husband, because he had already got married to the millionaire's daughter." Such remarks caused her to get so extremely and physically shocked and terrified that she could not shout for other help. She so heartbroken that she kept getting physically worse and worse until she suffered from a serious disease, with none of her relative aware of such case. Since she suffered from both mental and physical illness, she lay dead along in the hut, without the knowledge of villager and layman, and without her relatives conducting a funeral for her. That's why her spirit was waiting aimlessly for her husband in the hut. After a short period of time, a few children took their cow to feed near Fury's hut. They then let their cows feed themselves near the hut and played game happily without any worry. They then heard a sound by a woman who was bullying her child to sleep from the hut. A moment ago, there no one. But now, why is the sound from the hut? They said doubtfully. They approached the hut and saw a woman swinging a hammock with a baby crying softly and frighteningly. Fury turned to them with her long tongue stuck out, wide open eye and bleeding face. Then they saw. They ran in terror with their hair standing straight. Several days later, there was a woman who was just from transplanting seedling in the paddy field and walked past Fury shut. She heard a soft and slow voice from the hut asking, "Where are you just coming from, auntie?" The woman, who didn't pay any attention and was so hungry, replied, "I am just from transplanting seedling from the nearby paddy field." And she turned to and looked for the speaker. She then saw Fury with her arming carrying a baby and said, "Aren't you afraid, as just you 2 live here, young woman?" Fury answered, "I am not afraid of anything, auntie." Suddenly, Fury showed an action with her hand pulling her head with disordered hair of. This made the woman tremble with fear and made her almost unable to run home. One night when it was drizzling, a few young virgin men went out in search for crabs and frogs. After several walks from their village, they saw a light shimmering in a distance from a hut. They approached the hut and then heard someone asking, "Where are you going? The rain doesn't stop yet. so please into my house." They enter the hut and saw a woman swinging a hammock. The woman asked them to take a seat and said to them, "I'll take warm water for you all." The woman walked in and come back with her head on a small metal tray with pedestal base and one of her leg missing. This caused them to be frightened and shouted together, "This ghost is haunting! This ghost is haunting!" They so scared that their hair stood straight and kept falling down while running. They could not almost get out of the hut. 15 days later, there a man walking to check true, kind of fishing instrument consisting of a long round cage made of bamboo strips and tapering at both ends at the paddy rice field. On his arrival at a hut, he heard a sound saying, "Please help swing the hammock which my is in, for me as I am now on top of the tree, uncle." Then man asked, "Why are you climbing up the tree at the night time like this, young woman?" The woman replied, "Because I am waiting for you, uncle." The woman fury the let her long hair fall down, showed her sharp fingernails and stuck out her wide-opened eye. This caused the man to get terrified and shocked, cause his hair to stand straight and cause him to throw his true away and run back. The ghost haunting didn't take place for a while. Then there was a man driving a cart past a hut and seeing a woman with smooth and long hair from her back, which caused the man want to see her. At that time, it was a bit darker. Without the knowledge of her as a ghost, the man asked her in a courting manner, "Why are you sitting here alone, honey?" She answered, "My house is here." The man asked, "Aren't you scared of ghosts?" She replied, "No, I am not, as I am a ghost." The ghost turned her head slowly and looked at the man with her wide-open eyes. Upon the view of her face, he got so shocked and terrified and shouted, "Ghost, ghost, please help me." He then drove the cart very fast without looking back. Fury spirit caused the villager to be so scared that they dared not to walk out from home. In the villager, there no old monk who was aware of magic prayer and incantation and able to get rid of ghost. The villager then went to consult with the monk in order for him to get rid of Fury's spirit, as the spirit was no naughty that they got haunted every day. They then went along with them so as to destroy the spirit so that it would not be able to haunt others. Upon their arrival at the hut, the wind was blowing strongly. A moment later, Fury's spirit appeared and came out of hut. This caused each villager to get scared. The monk, the only one who was not scared, said to the ghost, "Why don't you go and become incarnate?" The ghost answered, "Because I have died unnatural death and none of my relatives have conducted the mineral for me, my spirit remained aimless and cannot be reincarnated." The monk said, "So, stop haunting people. The villagers and I will conduct the funeral in order to pray for you." The ghost said, "Thank you. So I would like to say goodbye to you." The whole village organized the funeral near the hut and prayed for her in order that she could be reincarnated in the paradise. After the funeral, the villagers demolished the hut. Since then, they didn't get haunted by Fury's spirit and led a happy life forever, as nothing caused them to be afraid. The end. Thank you for watching. See you next videos. Thank you. Goodbye.
You